Hello, my name is Joy Teddy Effiong. My matric number is 1609120334. And on my talk show today, I'm going to be educating rural people on how to combat malnutrition to the best of your ability and to the best of your capacity. How can you better your life to be able to alleviate malnutrition in your families and your communities? Malnutrition has been a long-standing problem in our communities, especially our rural communities. And the increase of malnutrition is so much on the high side. In the course of my research, I came across a particular victim of malnutrition, Fighter. Fighter's husband was killed in the middle of the night by Boko Haram insurgents, and so she had to flee. But at the time, she was 3 months pregnant with 3 young children on the toe. By reason of the brutality of that evening, she was stranded in the forest with other members of our community, Konduga village in Borno State. Remember I said she was 3 months pregnant at the time. So after 4 months of staying in the forest, she had to give birth without any medical care or attention. She was unable to nourish her baby with the little breast milk she was able to produce. So as at the time, certain volunteering communities came into the forest at that time, and then they came to look at displaced people and how they were surviving and how they were living. But they were very alarmed at the state of health of Fighter and her baby Malta. As at the time, the baby was intensely malnourished, and the mother on the other hand, she was so distressed. They couldn't do anything at that point, so they immediately had to rush her and the baby, and they had to take them into immediate care. My point is, the baby Malta is one of the few lucky children under the age of 5 that are able to receive good treatment for severe malnutrition. Malnutrition has ravaged our rural communities so bad that it seems like it cannot be combated. But as rural people, there are certain things you can do to help yourself. First, if you live in a community that has very poor sanitation, very poor hygiene, you stand the risk of being malnourished because no safe drinking water, terrible latrines, and all sorts of things can affect your health and put you at the risk of malnutrition. So as a rural person, ensure that your environment is clean, observe personal hygiene, ensure you observe good environmental sanitation conditions because it puts your life at a better chance of not being malnourished. As rural dwellers, I always advise there are locally available foods that are rich with essential micronutrients. We have meat, fish, dark green leaves, nuts, and so many others. Ensure you have this food because they're so important to keeping you healthy and to keeping you better. Rural people have access to a lot more unprocessed food than urban people. Hence, eat more vegetables, take more fruits, take snacks in between your meals because they help to keep you and your family nourished. Another thing that I also want to point out for rural dwellers that are listening to my talk show is you can't do it alone. So there is the part of we as people to help to educate rural dwellers on risk management, diversify your crops, get involved with other income-generating activities so you can provide for your family. Because once you can provide for your family, you are able to combat malnutrition to a high level. There's also the place of private individuals and government. There is need for a concerted effort to educate local people on what they need to do, how they need to do it, and help them with funds to be able to combat malnutrition. So in your own capacity as a rural dweller, as a farmer, as a fisherman, or somebody who is not living up to par with the minimum wage, you don't have to bother because there are certain things you can do to keep yourself better and not stand the risk of malnutrition. 1, ensure your environment is safe, observe personal hygiene, and eat fruits, vegetables, snacks that are fortified with essential micronutrients. This is one thing that can keep you, your family, and your community safe. So you might not get the chance to be like Malta, who was rescued. Your children might not get the chance, but you can do something. So stay tuned because I know I'm going to see you next week. Thank you.